It's time for another episode of Rainmaker for Contractors. Interviews and success stories with $1 million plus basement waterproofing and foundation repair owners. Discover how they market and grow their companies in today's economy. Hear directly from the most successful leaders in your industry. With your host and Rainmaker for Contractors owner, Bill Crawford.
Hey, welcome everybody, and thanks for joining the Rainmaker for Contractor podcast. I today have a return guest, Alex Linn from Shipshape. Alex, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thanks for joining us. It was great to see you 3 weeks ago at the annual Basement Health Association conference in Philly. Your company was the title sponsor, so you got the big half hour to kick off the conference, and I thought that was a great presentation.
Yeah, it was a great conference.
Yeah, that was one of the best ones we've had. So, but you're here today, and there's been many updates since we last talked, and your company has grown, and I'm really excited to talk to you today. But for those that maybe are not familiar with Shipshape, can you kind of tell us a little bit about your product and how it works?
Yeah, sure. So Shipshape is a solution for contractors to be able to connect their customers. And what I mean by that is when they put a sump pump or a dehumidifier in the house, they can offer the homeowner a way to see that remotely on their phone, but also the contractor can have a dashboard. So if there are future leads that come from that house, they would get those leads to their dashboard. And, it basically, the product is a smart plug and a sensor for humidity and water detection and temperature monitoring. It's really easy to kind of snap in when you're putting in a new sump pump or dehumidifier.
Makes sense. And the thing that really stands out to me is no secret, we do internet marketing for a lot of basement waterproofing contractors. And we get a fair amount of contractors that come to us and, their website basically says like, hey, I'm a waterproofer and here's our phone number. And as I hear about your product, I think, wow, like what a great way to set yourself apart, or at least show them that you're connected to the modern technology, and you have an amazing background. I want to make sure that the audience understands the companies that you came from and how you got to where you're at in running Shipshape.
Yeah, sure. So most recently I was at Salesforce, and Salesforce, I was on their AI and analytics team as a product specialist. And I actually went to work at Salesforce specifically to learn how to build this platform. So I built the first version of Shipshape back in 2016. It was going to be a little bit harder to procure the hardware. The smart home market was a lot newer at that time. So I'm like, Salesforce has this platform where they're helping businesses pull data together around the business to help them grow their revenue faster and operate more efficiently. So if I could go learn as much as I could from Salesforce about what the state of the art is and try and bring that to the contractors, one of my goals was to make it really easy. So you don't need to implement something complicated like a new CRM. You literally pull the thing out of the box and plug it in, and you're getting the benefit of IoT and AI, these really advanced emerging technologies. But what you're really doing is you're plugging in a device and then you're getting a lead to your dashboard. And the way I came up with this idea, I started working on smart buildings in 2009, even a little bit before then. We were working on commercial scale HVAC systems. And we designed a technology for making HVAC more efficient. In commercial buildings, we were able to reduce the energy load by 55% and reduce the maintenance by 35%. We won the ASHRAE First Prize Award in 2014, patented that technology. It runs a number of military bases and college campuses. Wow. But when I was doing that, I started thinking, gosh, if you could take these sort of building automation systems and building management system concept and bring it to the home. So the home could use, I knew this would get cheaper, right? It would be, technology gets cheaper over time. So we'd be able to take something similar into the home and give the homeowner the ability to be their own property manager, have like a virtual property management solution. And that would be a much more efficient way for contractors to serve their customer, because now instead of the customer going to Google and saying, hey, what do I do about this? They get an alert that says, you've got high humidity in your basement. You might want to install a dehumidifier, and your trusted contractor is, ABC. Well, now they tap a button and get connected to the contractor. And what that does is eliminates a lot of waste in the market. I looked at this market and I realized that homeowners spend a ton of money managing their home, $1 trillion a year on contractors, utilities, insurance, and manufactured goods. Typically, they make decisions reactively after it's already become a problem, after they find mold growing in their basement, after their floorboards rotted through, right? That's a lot of wasted money they could have prevented. And on the other side of that, the contractor would have liked to get there early so that the customer is not frustrated and upset and distressed about their home. Imagine if the contractor could be proactive and they could use that data to help them decide when to go to a house, when to reach out to a home, how to better optimize their service trucks, very limited resources in terms of how many people you can throw at the problem. So I looked at the home as a market to bring sort of smart building technology into and turn the smart home from a universal remote control into a really high value platform that connects contractors and homeowners more efficiently.
I like it. I like it. I mean, sales, for people that don't know, like Salesforce is the premier CRM system in the world. I mean, there's some industries that if you work there, people are like, oh, wow, like you work there, and like doors open. And so you have an amazing background to come into this space of homeowners. So that's really cool. And what vision, I love your vision. I love where you're going with this. So if I'm a waterproofing contractor and I'm thinking like, yeah, I got to be different. Like there's these big venture capitalists moving into my space and I can't be this ma and pa waterproofer. I've got to connect with other larger companies that are doing this stuff. Like what's a good first step if I just want to stick my toes in the water and try to connect with you and maybe buy a product from you? What would that look like?
We try and make it really easy. So you can literally contact us. We have a program for you to get a few kits from us to hook up your own home or your employees' homes. So you see how the product works. You actually don't need formal training. Like if you open the app up, it walks you through the whole process of how to set it up. And a lot of folks are able to just get a kit from us and set it up and they get it and it works. Then we do offer sales training and we'll help train your technicians, and we offer account management for ongoing support. But we try and make it really easy to get started. And if you don't even want to talk to us, you can call us and order 10 of them or 20 of them or whatever is your kind of the right inventory for you, and just start putting them into houses. And then we have programs from there that we can help you really grow. We've got a program for you to bundle it with your maintenance plan, and you can use our app to help you sell more maintenance plans. A lot of contractors are interested in either growing their maintenance plan or launching a maintenance plan. So we built a whole set of features around that. The other thing we can do is bring you a pre-built campaign to reach out to your past customers. And we can even offer the services that you might need to call those past customers. We've got a sales desk. We got a marketing team. We can help you turn your customer database into another source of leads with a unique offer. And I think what you said at the beginning, I want to speak to just briefly is that when we thought about the platform, we really worked from the customer backwards and said, how do we use technology to solve the problem? So you start with the end homeowner. Well, homeowners are increasingly interested in things being connected. Their thermostat's connected, their door lock's connected. I mean, their oven's connected nowadays.
Absolutely. Smart homes is where it's at. Right? The value of a home, for like if it's a smart home, it's like a significant bump if you could post that this is a smart home when you're selling your home.
That's right. And the customer, what we found, the reason I ended up leaving Salesforce to go work on this full time is we did some surveys and some ride-alongs, and we found a lot of homeowners are starting to say, wait, so you're going to put a $10,000 project in my basement. I'm going to have this pump down there. How doesn't that connect to my phone? Like everything else in my house is smart. So shouldn't I be able to get some visibility into what's happening in my crawl space? So we find a lot of customers are increasingly sort of expecting that there would be technology for them that doesn't yet exist. And that way, when the contractor now is the one contractor who says, actually, I do have the leading state-of-the-art technology, it does help that contractor and that sales rep stand out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one of the things that I am always educating people on, I find, is it's not the old days that homeowners are doing research before they're picking up the phone. So they're going to your website, they're seeing what products and services you have, they're reading your reviews, And if you're a company that's offering a pretty diverse line of services, that's going to be more attractive than just, one narrow thing, because a lot of times people don't know what they want and they like those options. So, boy, there's quite a few doors that would open, I would think, when a waterproofer starts working with a company like yours.
Yeah, we offer a pre-built set of assets for your website. So if a contractor starts working with us and they want it to be on the website, so when the homeowner's shopping around and saying, who should I call for a quote, they can see that you have the state-of-the-art connected home technology. We can give you basically a pre-built page to add to your website, and we can even offer the services to do that for you. So that does help contractors stand out when homeowners are kind of going through a bunch of options and they're like, well, they offer sump pump, they offer drainage, what's the difference in this one and that one? It definitely can be a helpful way to stand out.
That's awesome. Okay, so if I wanted to start out, I can get a kit from you, maybe even like a trial thing, hook up in my home. I'm guessing because you came from Salesforce, you have some amazing dashboard that's actually super simple to use and read and is modern, has a nice display. It
And
made
that's
this.
for
Go
that
ahead.
data, you literally just get a login. We give you a login, you log in, it's set up, and you get the leads. And in fact, when a lead goes to the dashboard, you also get an email. And if we will even call you if your customer has a sump pump that's stuck running dry and you haven't responded to the lead, someone on our home assistant team will call. So we really try and make it so you don't have to add new technology to your business as much as just get the benefit from it.
Nice. Okay. So if I am a contractor, a waterproofing contractor that is kind of at this stage of the game, let's say I'm not interested in the maintenance program, although several people are, but let's say I'm not, but I do want to align my company with the latest technology. I want to be able to have that on my website, offer that to homeowners. What can you supply me if I'm a waterproofing contractor with any kind of tools that I can go into a home with? Like, do you have any kind of something to read air or humidity or anything like that?
Yeah, when our contractors get a technician app as well. So they go in the home and they can use the technician app to set up Shipshape. Or if the customer already has Shipshape, they can use the technician app to see all the data and get the diagnostics from that home, which can be really helpful. Let's say I go into the house and the customer says, well, I don't know if I want to get an encapsulation yet. It's a really expensive project. A lot of contractors will put in an environmental monitoring solution at that time. It's like a tool, which would be like, I'll just show you, I've got one here. It'd be like this little sensor. So they go
Nice.
in and they put this sensor on the floorboard. And now they come back to the home or they call the homeowner later and they can show them on their phone, hey, look, here's the humidity is trending at 80% all summer long. There's even Shipshape would even include in that alert an article from the EPA. So it's a third party, trusted third party saying, if your humidity is at this level, you should really address it. So I'm not sure if that's what you mean by tools, but that's commonly what they would use as a sort of sales tool to get some data to help them sell the project.
I mean, what an interesting way to get back into a home on a lead you don't sell. Gee, we got to think about this as a big decision, $10,000-$20,000.
Or the most common time we see that installed is when they're doing foundation work. They're doing foundation work, it's a big project. They say, hey, most of these vented crawl spaces have humidity issues. Instead of trying to sell you on why you got to buy this right now, why don't I just put this additional sensor in? And now you come back and get the encapsulation project.
Very interesting. What would that sensor cost me if I'm a contractor?
That environmental kit cost about $250. But the advantage of the environmental kit is then when you go to add on a sump pump monitor, instead of having to buy the whole base station, you can just buy the one add-on. So typically, if you want to have two appliances hooked up, sump pump and a dehumidifier, and you're going to have a humidity reading for the dehumidifier and a water and a humidity reading for the sump pump. And both of them will have a power reading. So we can see if they're running dry, if the filter might need changed, if the compressor went bad. We see all that through the power readings. So that's 4 sensors for 2 appliances. That kit cost $450. If you want to buy the kit with 1 sensor, we can do that for about $250. And then when you go to add on the next appliance, it's only another $150.
Got it. Got it. So once you start connecting a whole bunch of things, it's pretty cost effective.
Yeah, and you can imagine some of these homes have 2 sump pumps and a dehumidifier, and
What's the limit to these things that you can hook up into a home? Like how many other things can you hook up to your system there?
Oh, at least 200.
Really?
Yes.
So washer, dryer, what are the top 10 things that people hook up to your system?
What we see most frequently is they get their humidity controlled or they get their sump pump connected, and then they want to add their thermostat. So we work with Google, we work with Honeywell, and we work with Ecobee. So
Nice.
that the homeowner has an Ecobee, a lot of them will, or has a Google Nest. A lot of them will see that as a really nice value. So because they don't want to have an app for all these different things. So now we tell them, hey, you put in Shipshape, you can integrate your thermostat into that. You just log into your thermostat. Now we can use that data as well to help you monitor for humidity in your living space. From there, the next most common thing customers hook up is their water heater, followed by getting a temperature and humidity reading from their attic. You know, a lot of homeowners, attics are at risk of growing mold. So once people hook up their crawl space, they're like, wait, I never go in my attic either. So if I go up and hook up my water heater, I'll be able to monitor in case, it's starting to corrode and leak into that drain pan. And I'll also have a humidity reading. And if that contractor also does attic projects, now that could be a future lead to get back in the door to control the humidity in the attic. We do see a lot of air handlers, and people have those condensate pans for their air handlers. And that's one of the most common reasons that homeowners claim insurance for water damage is because your air conditioning system has overflowed and now it's dripping through your master bedroom ceiling.
Wow.
Usually it's the day before your kid's party or something, the worst possible time. So a lot of people hook up their air handlers as well when they hook up Shipshape. And the advantage of hooking up once you hook up a water heater and an air handler, dishwasher, refrigerator, washing machine, we can get you a certificate you take to your insurance company, and most insurance companies will give you a discount. So we have a lot of customers that are saving more money on insurance than they pay Shipshape.
Nice. I like it. You're really expanding a lot of different benefits of your product. Very
And
cool.
something we want to see is now we've rolled out with Alabama Power, the big utility in the Southeast. They're owned by Southern Company. We're now getting customers from Alabama Power that we can give to the contractor. So you imagine if a customer comes from an insurance provider or they come from a utility, well, now they need a project done. That's a great way for us to help our contractors get more projects.
Absolutely. Where are you guys based out of?
Austin, Texas.
All right.
We've got an office in Birmingham, Alabama as well.
Yeah. Austin's the kind of a new tech hub. I think a lot of people left San Francisco, moved to Austin.
I was in San
That's
Francisco and
flat.
moved to Austin. Yeah. And I've got quite a few friends who did the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. All right. And then is there like a kind of a startup dealer cost or anything with Shipshape if I'm a waterproofing contractor who wants to work with you?
Typically not. Typically, a waterproofing contractor can get started. Now, sometimes there's a set of services they want, and there can be cost. But if the contractor wants to just sell a solution to connect sump pumps, it's really like just as simple as call us and buy however many units you want. And next time you sell a project with a sump pump, put Shipshape in, and we will provide support at no additional cost. That's all baked into the cost of the unit. When we charge for a 2 appliance kit, $450. Well, we've assumed in there that we're going to get so many phone calls and we're going to provide so many trainings, and that even includes 1 year of pro monitoring. So we're even going to provide you with a full monitoring service. The homeowners value that a lot. You have a third party, they will call like an alarm system.
Sure.
Typically alarm systems cost, $30, $40, $50 a month for an alarm system. Well, you're getting that level of service when you buy the kit to hook up a sump pump.
So is there a monthly fee to kind of run your dashboard and all that kind of stuff?
There is not a required monthly fee. So at the end of the first year, the homeowner can say, look, I'm happy to do self-monitoring. I don't need pro monitoring. They can still use their app. They still get the alerts. They still will, if they request get help, the contractor still gets the lead for that. And similarly, the contractor's got a dashboard. And if the contractor doesn't want us to provide those additional monitoring services, they don't have to pay for it. So there is no required ongoing fee, but we do find a lot of homeowners want to continue paying for the pro monitoring. So we charge $10 or $15 a month, depending on how much of their home they hook up
Okay.
to that pro monitoring. And that's an optional add-on that, a lot of mom and pop kind of customers. I mean, over half of our customers don't have any smart devices or security system in their home. So it's really valuable to tell them, look, for $10 a month, you don't have to even worry about learning to use a new app. You just get a call if there's an issue detected with your cell phone.
Nice. And that's after the first year.
That's
First year
out
kind of a thing.
free. Yep.
It's nice. Very good. I like it a lot. Very cool. Let's see, what parts am I not asking you about?
Well, we've covered a lot pretty quickly.
We did. There's the kit to start out with. There's maintenance plan, marketing. What else?
Well, I'd like to keep it simple. I mean, I could share a couple statistics about what we see. When we do these co-marketing campaigns, say a contractor brings us a list of 1,000 past customers. We are typically able to get about 200 of those past customers within a month or two. Pretty quickly. We call them and they say, yes, I want Shipshape. When we do that, the contractor generally gets about $1,000 of add-on business. And in some cases, as high as $1,800. So in other words, we call a customer that got a sump pump put in last year and say, hey, now your contractor is offering a way to connect that and monitor it. Well, almost 1 out of 5 customers says, yes, I'll take it. And then when they go to do the project, a lot of times the customer will say, hey, I didn't end up doing the foundation work, or, I didn't get the dehumidifier from you. So that's a perfect time when you're getting back in the door to provide some new value to offer them an add-on project. I think that those statistics are, driving a lot of new leads for our contractors. And I think that's probably the thing that they're most excited about right now.
Oh, those are huge statistics. If you just get a rep inside of a home and he's got a lot of different things to offer, they're looking around. Absolutely. That sounds really exciting. That's great. What are you doing for fun in Austin these days?
Well, that's a great question. I'm trying not to spend all my time thinking about connected sump pumps and predictive maintenance. Not in Austin, but I'm a big, snowboarder in Austin. I do a lot of mountain biking. So I like to get in the mountains. I like to get outside. I like to go hiking. Austin's got a great, Barton Springs is what they call it, a great natural spring that people like to go swimming in. So I've built a really good community of friends here too. I mean, like you mentioned, Austin is this unique place where folks have come from San Francisco and New York and California, and LA, and a lot of them with sort of similar mentality of why they came here. So you've got this really vibrant community of a lot of really great builders and even artists and all kinds of interesting people. So I've had a lot of fun getting to meet new people here in Austin that are working on cool stuff. And then I spend a lot of time with family, spending time with, we got that office in Birmingham, Alabama. My mom's in Birmingham. My dad's in Huntsville. So I do a fair amount of spending time with family and my fiance as well. So trying to keep connected to the world and stay sane while I'm building this.
Yeah, nice job. Keep it real in Austin. Isn't Elon Musk going to build some huge village over there?
Yes, there he is. Well, rumor has it, I can't confirm. I don't know, but he's built Tesla Gigafactory here. And there are a lot of people that are very successful technologists that you run into a lot. It's a small community. They say Austin is like a small town inside of a big city. So that's been really inspiring to meet a lot of those people. And he's brought a lot of talent here. And that Gigafactory, I think the latest estimate was it drove $1 billion of GDP for Texas. I mean, it's a really big part of the economy now. And they've also brought Neuralink here, which is helping people who are suffering from being paralyzed. And they've now shown that they can give someone control of a computer mouse, which is their mind. So yeah, there's some cool stuff happening here.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds cool. I've been to Austin a few times. All right. So Alex, if someone wants to learn more about Shipshape or get in touch with you folks, where do they go?
Best place, our website. So it's www.shipshape.ai. From the website, you can call the main number, you can submit an inquiry, and from there, you're probably going to end up talking to one of our account managers, and oftentimes I like to talk with most of our customers too. So I would really love to personally hear from anyone who's interested.
That is awesome. Hey, thanks so much for being a guest on our podcast. And Shipshape is where it's at. Give Alex a call.
Thanks, Bill. It's great to be here.
You bet. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Rainmaker for Contractors podcast, where basement waterproofing and foundation repair business owners and industry experts share marketing and sales information that helps you reach more customers. Please leave us a review on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform, and get all of our show notes at rainmakerforcontractors.com/podcast.